Good day. Hey, Steve.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Okay. Hold on.
Usted.
Good. Good. Been a crazy day. So yeah,
Why
there's.
did Tim?
I don't know, but I showed like two different threads now. Is one the one like that's now without him?
The one that you sent me the link on was one that he left
Okay, I didn't see it.
at 6:50.
Oh, really? Oh, tonight. Oh, is he salty at us? You think?
Yeah. I don't think so. I texted him on the side, and I texted Tommy too, saying, "Are you getting on this thing?" So I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Tim usually is not doing anything rash like that unless he's dying, I think. And then let's hope not. All right, Steve. Here we go. 7:05 it is. So I'm going to start. You may not hear anything, but I'm going to play the theme music. You may hear it. And I'll try to keep cuts to a minimum because a lot of times it screens out. We can try.
Why are we doing this?
Because I need to talk to somebody who's not somebody I work with or my wife. Okay, tell me if you can hear this. Nothing?
Good again.
I cannot.
Okay, that's fine. It always does that. That's Cyril's dolphin noise. Okay, here we go. Where are those other losers? Come on, fellas. Come on. Not that you're a loser. I'm saying where those other, you know what I mean. Counting me.
Well, it's Mr. Loser.
Okay, here we go. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you. I'll start when I start talking. Now the theme song's going to play. When I start talking, just that's when you know it's time. Do I do Doxing Queen today, Tim? I mean, Tim. Steve?
Whatever you. It's your day, kid. Apparently.
Okay, stay in there. Here we
Right.
go. I'm going to count down. Don't say anything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I need volume. Okay, don't say anything. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music's high. Finishing others' drinks, everything is fine. I'm in the mood for a dance. I look at Paul with the sexy glance. I am the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 53. I'm the dancing queen. Feel
All right, that is the masterpiece song, this parody song that is Doxing Queen by Tommy in New Hampshire. Now, Tommy in New Hampshire has been invited tonight. Tim in Canton has been invited tonight. Steve in Merrimac has been invited tonight. Steve has accepted the invitation. This is a big day for me, Steve. Good to have you on.
Yes, it's very special. I could hear the introduction.
You could.
By the way, yes.
Oh, who the frig knows? I don't know why you can and why you can't. I know that Zoom sometimes tries to kill music it thinks is being obtrusive. Who friggin' knows? All right, Steve. So you've been asking me while we've been waiting backstage here, why is this happening and what am I doing with you? And
I think I actually asked for clarification
Yes.
as to why you wanted me on, with no details.
Yes, exactly right. I did not accommodate your queries whatsoever. But the reason I ask is because tonight it's been a busy couple of weeks. I know it's been a busy couple of weeks for everybody, but it's been a busy couple of weeks for me and like the news cycle stuff. It's like it's been great and crazy and the Graham Plattner stuff, and we're back at war with Iraq and memos of understanding, and just like it culminating a couple of days ago with going to Maine and seeing like these angry young people with crazy Linda Kasabian eyes. Which is a compliment, really, Steve. I think we can agree on some of the Manson girls were bueno.
So, are we going to talk about that video of AOC today with the guns of Navarone outside the Capitol? Is that what this is about?
I wasn't going to actually, but we probably should. Okay, before we get to AOC, and believe me, that was an organic video that had stopped me in my tracks. There is video, and we'll talk about it in a bit, because it's actually, not only is it just fantastic, but it's kind of jarring just to see like what a powerful, incredible like rack and bosom AOC has, and that she's looking great. And so it doesn't take much, really, especially if you're a guy who's a heterosexual, and I realize there are fewer and fewer. Then you've been watching AOC for like 8 years now, and you've had inclinations as to what some of her accessories might look like. And today was, I think, powerful and unique insight, Steve. I was even taken. I knew that we were dealing with high caliber machinery. I didn't realize that she was like this freaking endowed, but holy moly.
It was Aphrodite-like, I will say that. Now, Tom, I will also remind you that it is after 5 p.m., so Steve from Merrimac may or may not have had a couple of adult beverages. It's like calling Daniel Patrick Moynihan's office after 5, okay?
Yeah, I understand. Well, thankfully, Daniel Patrick Moynihan has conferenced in with Chris Dodd from 1986, so you're in good you're in good company. So, that aside from that, we'll get back to the AOC thing, because I really think that if there's anybody around in the world who's got an imagination, then they use this. I mean, she could captivate this. She'd be the most beautiful democratic leader of any democracy or socialist democracy ever, anywhere. Like, I can't. I did like a couple of the COVID psychos, like Jacinda, whatever. But that's also a kink thing, because I like the fact that they were punishing me, and that's more for my shrink. But man, AOC would be a handsome woman to have in the Oval Office. But I don't want to just start there. I want to start with just generally, because you and me and Tommy and Tim are on a thread. I'm on lots of threads. You're on lots of threads. This is one particular thread where we just shoot the breeze, kind of take the temperature. And like, where the hell are we right now? To me, it feels very new. Then again, I guess maybe every year feels very new. Maybe 2004 felt new too. But for the first time ever, especially since seeing these people in Maine face to face, I'm like, I have no faith that the institutions and I have no faith that the torch of this country can be passed successfully to a new generation, especially of progressives. They're not seeing what you and I see. These are people they freaking hate this country, and they're spoiled rotten. They have everything you could imagine. They think the fact that they're stressed out by freaking student loan debts is your problem and my problem. Like, okay, is this just a Trump thing? Are we effed? What's going on in the world?
Well, in terms of what's going on in Maine, I always think to myself, what Rush Limbaugh used to say about callers to talk radio, which was it probably is about 1% of the population. And I'm thinking that these psychopaths that are showing up to, protest ICE, protest anything, protest the fact that we've exposed Graham Plattner, et cetera. I really think it's a minority of people in the state of Maine. And I really feel like Susan Collins is going to win a crushing victory.
Really?
Come November. I do. And I felt that from the beginning. And I feel the same way about that psychopath that they talk about in the commentary podcast in, is it Wisconsin? The pro-Hamas Palestinian.
The watch enthusiast. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, what's her name said, he's got like a $20,000 watch collection. Yeah. That is nothing. Okay. I'm sure if he has a watch collection, I'm sure he's got like at least one $20,000 watch. And, yeah. I think she missed a zero there, but that guy is actually losing to that. And again, you should have given me time to prepare. The Chris Farley wannabe, that female person,
like Leahy or whatever her name is.
whatever her name
I
is,
think I
that
played her
did
stuff last night.
Van Down by the River speech the other day. She's actually like ahead of him now in some polls. So I just think that the people who show up to rallies, the people who show up to a lot of primary voters are the most ardent nut jobs for the most part. And then when it gets to a general election, most people are, pretty reasonable, I think, and they'll vote for the candidate that's least likely to hurt them. Does that make sense?
It does, actually. It's funny. Well, I would add a caveat when it gets to the general election, as long as there's not ranked choice voting, because then God knows what you're going to get.
Well, I've explained ranked choice voting to members of my family and members of my wife's family, and they're all for it until I explain that, the least desirable candidates' votes are counted twice and spread. And once they understand that about it, it's like, oh no, that's a really bad idea.
Oh, it's such a freaking fix. It's such a fraud. It's just like, it's such a socialist idea. We're going to be much more inclusive and make sure we, it's almost like when the social emotional learning people say we want to teach the entire child. Like, we want to service the entire candidate field. And really, it's just another way to F everybody and make an outlier, the winner. It's God.
Well, a few years ago, Howie explained it when Bruce Poliquin lost. He was, he said, "Oh, I'm going to vote for the Democrat first of all, and then I'm going to vote for the nice young man with the neck tattoo and no job, and then I'm going to vote for the whatever lesbian anarchist 3." It's totally ridiculous. One man, one vote, Tom.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like stuff is changing, so I don't want to get to it. But okay, let me try to stay on track here. One man, one vote. But like, are we not? And you're right. Okay, fine. The country voted somehow, even though all of Hollywood, all of pop culture, all of the cosmopolitans on both coasts, like, would never think of voting for Donald Trump. Like, they can't even imagine it. Can't get there. Like, SNL didn't do skits about him. For nobody, Good Company couldn't even tolerate the thought of him. But somehow, you're right. He won. And in 2020, he almost won, more asterisk now than ever before. In 2016, he won as well, because what we're seeing, the loudest parts of America are not America. America is still about people who like believe in the concept of the country and believe in just a rudimentary level of fairness, and that's why I think you've got so many Hispanics that are moving over. They're like, I mean, my family came here, whatever. I busted my ass. I've got a business. I'm getting a better house in a neighborhood now that doesn't have gunshots all the time. And what's this person from the government want from me? Take my crap.
Well, especially Cuban Americans.
Yeah.
That way. Now, I'm married to a woman who is originally from the Dominican Republic, and I would not describe her as a liberal, but I would describe her. She's actually pretty conservative, mostly, but she suffers from the worst case, as I've said before, of TDS in history. Yeah. And Lindsey Graham died the other day, and she didn't say anything nasty about him, but she was like, he wasn't one of her favorites because he was so, behind what Trump did. But so that's where I'm at. That's why at night, instead of watching the news, I'm watching Everyone Loves Raymond reruns. Thank you.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny that you have to like jolt back to the 90s now to? It's not even that stuff wasn't liberal and progressive back then. I mean, like Monica having an abortion was not a slur on Friends. I don't know that she ever did. But amazingly, Rachel had 2 kids out of wedlock on Friends, and that was like a thing. But the demarcation line of the early 2000s like is very clear. And one of the things that blows me away now is just like how inglorious the left is about stuff. And like tell me if you can hear this, Steve. And if not, I will just tell you what you said. This is Michelle Obama.
You'll translate.
I'll
Thank
translate.
God.
This is Michelle Obama on one of these We Love Michelle Obama tours from last night.
This is when I understood, like, this is politics. Oh, they're coming after me because...
Can you hear that?
I can hear it.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to start again.
This is when I understood, like, this is politics. Oh, they're coming after me because I'm useful. And they're trying to beat my husband, so they're trying to slow me down, right? And some of those first articles, they would always start, she was wearing a purple sheath and she had on this pair of shoes. It wouldn't matter what I said, Kiki. The article would start with what I had on.
Wow.
And I realized, oh, this is how they do women in politics. This is how we treat women in public life. We diminish them to just what they look like and not what I'm saying. Now, I'm giving impassionate speeches. I think people know now that I can give a speech.
Okay.
That didn't just start happening. You know, I was always
When they
really
go
good
low
on the
fashion,
campaign
I go high
trail.
fashion.
I was
Ooh, I like
always
it,
a
Steve.
powerful orator.
You hear this? I was always
this is
a
when I-
positive order. Steve just said if they go low fashion, I go high fashion. Let me just repeat one part of what she said.
And she had on this pair of shoes. It wouldn't matter what I said, Kiki. The article would start with what I had on.
Wow.
And I realized, oh, this is how they do women in politics.
So, Steve, I think, first of all...
She's coming from, wait a minute. She's coming from the party with people who've done women like you read about. Jesus.
Well, not just that, but, like, you weren't in politics, lady. You were the first lady. You were the chick the guy married and had kids with. It wasn't the Michelle show. I know that you feel like it was. And, by the way, not only... It's like... How ungrateful do you have to be? Like, do you think freaking Melania doesn't even get she has a nice dress on? Like, it's just fuck her. They hate her. And Michelle Obama didn't get enough compliments about, like, her level of intellect and the show-stopping speeches that were never fucking good, by the way. Never good.
She's terrible.
Of course she's terrible. It's freaking the beta men and Oprah fans are watching her. Saying, oh, my God. She's inspirational. And these, weird limping ducks on NBC would say, oh, my, that was a masterclass we saw out there. Jonathan Transer, those two guys, like, oh, my goodness, Oliver Darcy. Well, this is incredible. This was a powerful moment. And she wore all white. Really? She's not impressive. She has never been impressive. But she's so ungrateful. The way they treated me, and you haven't, and you know what? We're tired. This is my favorite thing. As black women, we're tired. You lady. That's what I think, and this is tough because she's like our age, and I blame the millennials and zillennials for not getting the country and being inglorious, but that is freaking shameful that somebody would walk around in their $7 billion Martha's Vineyard mansion exempt from COVID rules and freaking lecture us and kvetch to us about how tough shit is.
Well, okay. I also have a question. Now, she is a lawyer, correct? Who, as far as I can tell, never worked as a lawyer. You're so impressive. Share with us your greatest legal case, either as a prosecutor or a defense attorney that you did. It's the same thing with Hillary Clinton. I'm going to sound like a conservative caricature here too, but when Bill Clinton was elected to become the Attorney General of Arkansas, Hillary Clinton got hired by the Rose Law Firm.
Right.
When he became governor, she became a partner. But during both of her presidential campaigns, was there any time spent on any of her work experience? Like, she's supposed to be the smartest lawyer in the world. Well, okay, talk to us about a couple of cases where you broke the mold.
With
it's the same thing with Michelle Obama.
I do think, I will say this, I don't know about, there is that great audio of her talking about getting the child molester off.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No, of course.
So she's good at that.
But we've both heard, and I've looked at it, I can't find proof of this, but that she had to give up her law license, Michelle Obama, for some reason.
Oh, did she? Yeah.
Well, again, this is allegedly, but it's like, okay, you're so impressive, you're so tremendous. Talk to us about your work experience, because you would hear crickets.
No, yeah, she had one beautiful DEI job in Chicago, like at Northwestern Hospital, over 300 grand. Like this is, it's just so freaking amazing. And the fact is that she's just a spoiled rich American kid, and that's all it is. And she can talk about how black she is, and we're so tired. We're so tired. Holy,
Well, as Tucker Carlson, before he lost his shit, used to say, this is the most privileged woman
yeah.
in the history of the world. And she still pisses and moans. I mean, I actually kind of feel bad for Barack. It's just like, can you imagine putting up with this? He at least is sort of like, again, I didn't vote for him. I don't like him. He is at least a charming, sort of elegant guy. She's just a nightmare, you know?
I totally agree. She's a nightmare, and like whatever the number of free passes, and she's just another rich person who gets exempted from everything. And then but also just goes to show you that they don't believe anything they ever talk about. Barack
Right.
out here talking about whatever hurricane that him and Chris Christie had a hug for, and saying like, we keep ignoring climate change, we're gonna see a lot more of this. Like,
Well,
dude,
okay, if you're really worried about
right.
climate change, how about just one waterfront mansion?
Right.
Not two, in two different time zones.
Yeah. It is funny. It's like it's gone. It's just, they're simply, and that's detached, and that's elitism, and that's fine. But at the same time, how is that party the same party of Graham Plattner and Robespierre, where they're like, well, the elites and all the oligarchs and the trillionaires have hoarded the money? How is that freaking possible? And at the same time, now you've got. Let me tell you. We'll see if you can hear this. This is Gavin Newsom from yesterday. Newsom, of course, we understand. Like him, he's old school, Steve. We can understand. He's the guy trying to F our wives.
How did he ever land Kimberly Guilfoyle in her prime?
In her prime was
Talk about howitzers.
In her prime, yeah, she was excellent. But he was a good-looking guy, and I don't know. There's a lot.
Yeah,
I think
whatever.
I get the feeling, Steve.
It's so you to say that.
I get the feeling that in San Francisco, the competition was minimal, perhaps.
Yes.
But here's him yesterday.
Something's fundamentally broken here. And that wealth is creating power locking in rules and regulations, locking everybody else out. You can't play in the margins anymore. We can't fail more efficiently. Certainly nostalgia is not working. I would argue socialism is not going to work. But capitalism as we know it doesn't work either.
Which is another way of saying socialism is the way without saying it. Seemed like the more
it's working for him pretty good.
Well,
I can't afford to eat at the French Laundry.
And that's the point, right? Is that it's another fucking rich kid telling us that the system doesn't work for people. And so, like, these are all rich kids, the whole socialist thing. And at the same time, you've got, like, half the chicks I talked to a couple of days ago in Maine, obviously were college grads. They think socialism is the only way. The top 1% is hoarding everything. And not only is it disgusting because it's so freaking haggard and it's all cliche. It's like if you and me and Tim and Tommy were like, oh, been there, done that, talk to the hand to each other, like these weird cliches from the 90s don't make any sense, but makes us feel like all this stuff is so freaking mundane and it's not original at all. This idea that socialism. Oh, I saw a bunch of posters that said no one's illegal on stolen land, and I was like, I'm not even mad at you for having that poster, but can you please try to do better? But it's mediocre. They just buy it. Yeah, no, it just is, man. F off.
Well, if it's stolen, as Bill Maher always says, give it back and shut up.
They can't because the patriarchy, Steve, because you take it. You have it. The oligarchs, okay? Just oligarchs and racist. And
yes, I'm part of the patriarchy with my 3-bedroom condex in Merrimac, Massachusetts. Yes.
But my worry is that the country is not okay, and more people are broken, and it's our generation too. We bitched and moaned too, and we're like, oh, Reagan and Bush like drove up the national debt. I heard a lot of that, and I drank OK Cola when it came out because they said it was for Gen X, and I bought the Eddie Vedder Newsweek because we were mad at the national debt and whatever. I don't know what I was mad about. I just really needed to get laid and it wasn't happening. But like this as a way of life into your 30s, 40s, and 50s, this bitching and moaning and like negging the country. What is that horse shit? And how is that a fun way to live?
Well, what I want to know is, everybody, listen, I understand, interest rates and home prices are very high, et cetera. But, in 1990, and I have worked as a professional salesperson for 36 years now and counting. But my base salary in 1990 was $18,000 a year plus bonus. And I got to tell you, for the first year, I didn't make a lot of bonus. So, I was living on $18,000 a year.
What job was this?
A little. It just didn't say. Just see how long ago it was. My first job out of college was selling pagers.
Okay.
Exclusively to doctors and hospitals.
They were hot, man.
And,
okay, so that was a medical device sales.
And the big product that I sold was alphanumeric paging, which was messaging that a doctor could get on their pager. So that was really exciting in 1990.
Okay, but this is for a good company like Motorola or something?
God, no. This is for a startup out of Texas.
Okay.
Called ProNet Medical Communications, and they are gone. They are disappeared after a while. But
why would you go to sales, Steve? What a hustle! Couldn't you went to college, right? What did you major in?
I majored in history. At a history major from Ithaca College is like having 2 PhDs, obviously. So
right.
But I went into sales just because I wanted to establish myself and my father was a very successful guy and always said, start in sales, you'll learn a ton about every aspect of the business, then you can do something else. And I just stuck with sales. But I was making $300 a week after taxes. And somehow I made it work. And then somehow, I was able to save money. Even then I was saving money. It was pitiful money. And eventually, my first wife and I married, blah, 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 blah. But I don't think anybody today who has any gumption or ambition is facing anything different today than I faced 36 years ago. It's just like you have to have grown up with people around. Like I said, my father was very successful, and it was always expected of us that we were going to work our asses off. I had my first job as a caddy at 13.
That's good.
And that's the best money I've ever made. It's tax free. But my point is, everybody deals with adversity in the workplace. Or in their lifetime, especially when it comes to earning money in your first few jobs. Yep. But you got to stick with it, and it will pay off. It's going to be 30, 40 years, but it'll pay off. And I just don't see anybody around my daughter's age who's going to be 27 this year that has the same attitude. It's kind of depressing.
Well, and I think that's. First of all, I think that's a generation, and we're in the same generation where you couldn't complain about like that it was tough. And you say you saved money as a guy in his early 20s, saving money. It's much more fun to not save money in those years. So that takes discipline, but that means denying yourself instant gratification. And for everybody now and for the last like 30 years, not only do I want to get into a college, even though I don't know what I want to do. I want to go, okay, I got into BU, so good. I have to pay $90,000 now to go to BU. I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I want to go now. I have to go now. I can't do the GI Bill or go get a job at a hotel, and because I want to do I get to have all the stuff now with a loan. I want all that now, and then I want loan forgiveness, and then I want to make $500,000 right out of BU now. Right. And if I don't, then I feel anxiety. And I've had adults like say this for the last 10 years. Like, I feel anxious about my debt and my bill. You feel anxious? Fuck you. Feel anxious.
Dude, I'm 2 years from retirement. I still feel anxious.
Right.
If you're in a job that requires any get up and go, or what a stupid thing to say, get up and go. But it's like, if you got to get out of bed early and go and, make your day and eat what you kill, you have anxiety all the time. Well, it's true.
No, it's totally
what-
true. It's totally true.
But so no, that stuff just
No,
pisses me
yeah,
off.
yeah, it's totally true. But we listen to these people and we're like, oh, she shouldn't have to pay this. How dare you? When there's people out there hustling, the people like that make the country good are out there hustling early mornings in the freaking cold and doing HVAC shit, or not. Like if you look outside, roofers, it's effing hot out there and the sky's yellow in Massachusetts. You know, but people bitch and moan. Oh, I shouldn't have to pay for my freaking my degree, my advanced degree from Emerson because I'm not getting that much paid to do musical theory someplace. Like we can't have this. And then they consider themselves the middle class. My musical theory degree didn't turn out, so this sucks.
Well, I grew up in a large Irish Catholic family. My wife grew up in my second wife grew up in a large family of immigrants from the Dominican Republic. She has 6 siblings. I have 5. And for both of us, no one ever told us we couldn't do anything, meaning, I'm going to get a job doing this. Oh, you couldn't possibly do that. It was like, yeah, you're goddamn right. You're going to do that.
Right.
And, I was lucky enough to be born in this country and my 5 older brothers and every one of us is a success, I would say.
Right.
And more importantly, my late father-in-law, my wife's father passed away recently. He came to the U.S. in 1965 from the DR, got a job in New York, worked his ass off for 3 years to save enough money to bring the family over in 1968. They settled in Lawrence when Lawrence was actually, livable.
Right.
And every one of her siblings graduated from college. Every one of her siblings is a success and never complained about a goddamn thing. And it's just, life is working is life. If you don't have a job, you don't have any self-worth. And if you have some BS job that's not satisfying you, find another job. I will, however, say this. People always make fun of people who work at Starbucks. I do a ton of business at Starbucks, bringing stuff to my customers and all that stuff. Those kids, regardless of the color of their hair, regardless of their piercings, all this stuff, they bust their ass there. And I don't know how much they make. And I know they want to unionize, and no one's ever explained to them how bad it is to be part of a union because you're limiting your income from the very beginning and a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But I respect hard work and you can do hard work in any capacity. I got my neighbor across the street has a beautiful family, 3 kids. The youngest kid decided not to go to college. He's actually started working full time at 18 after he graduated for Jerry Callahan's brother-in-law's company in Amesbury. Yeah, I didn't know if I should say it.
Please.
This kid is working his ass off.
Yep.
And he's making a ton of money, and he's living at home for the time being. And I'm sure he's saving thousands and thousands of dollars a month. And he's going to go off on his own and do something. And I get very frustrated when I hear people talking about how the deck is stacked against them, because it's not. If you're smart and you're ambitious and you want to make things happen. Thank you.
Totally agree, man. And when you talk
now I'm talking like I'm, the CEO of Goldman Sachs over here.
Well, compared to me, you are essentially. This is
shut up.
I am Luigi Mandigione to your Brian Thompson. There's no doubt about that. Actually, Luigi was rich too, so maybe not. That doesn't work. But yeah. And this feeling sorry for yourself, like the Starbucks baristas who say, we get a lunch rush every day and it sucks and F that, so we're going to join the Teamsters and send our money to D Street in Washington, D.C. or whatever street they're at. It's like, it's stupid. And once again, you learn in college, of course, that the Communist Workers' Party is the way to liberate. It's all, obviously, it's for dummies. That said, I guarantee you that there are CEOs who go to Starbucks every day and who experience a Starbucks worker every day and are like, this person may have all the freaking tools I need to be on the team. Because you can find that. You don't need as a matter of fact, I would say it's almost it's. I always thought when I hired people that people, and this is in radio, so it's a little different thing, but people who led with their college were the biggest dickheads, and it was always the Syracuse people. Yeah, I went to Cuse, Cuse '08. Give me a fucking break. I don't. God, what? Like, are you how come you're not speaking radio yet? Why are we talking about Syracuse? Like, why speak radio and show me all the radio stuff? So I was always more interested in the people who just started doing stuff, you know? And it's the doers, but we're on this stupid track of credentialism where it's more important that people need to learn that you don't need any of that. You know, the great scene, it's in most war movies, but it's in Saving Private Ryan too, where like Opham comes ashore and Tom Hanks rips all the equipment off him that he doesn't need. You don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need this. Right. And it's like that. Like, you don't need any of the shit that these colleges are giving you. All you need is to be a hard worker, say what you mean and mean what you say, be here on time, and paste on a smile and say please and thank you, even if you don't fucking feel like it. And 90% of the battle is there. That's your Syracuse degree right there. But they don't teach They don't teach their kids this. It's freaking amazing. God.
Well, my former father-in-law is a wonderful guy. He's 93 and still kicking, actually. He was an executive for Corning. Well, he started as a fledgling salesman, became a manager, and then became an executive for Corning Glass from like the late 1950s through his retirement in the 90s. And he interviewed a million people. And he would always say, he would ask them where they went to school, why they studied, what they studied. He never asked them their grades because he was just like, I'm gonna just accept that you did well in college, probably due to grade inflation. But now I have a series of questions to ask you about how you think. And that makes the difference. You can tell who's a leader. You can tell who's quick on their feet. You can tell with people who've dealt with adversity, et cetera, et cetera. And that's actually what's most important.
I completely agree, and that's I'm big into that. Big into.
You can tell the guy that went to Winchester High. You can tell.
You could, but then again, I graduated last in my class, Steve. So that puts me. It puts me in it's special. I had the audacity to fail back when it wasn't palatable to people.
Well, let me put it this way, pal. My mother graduated from the College of St. Rose in Albany, New York, in 1949 as a summa cum laude with a math major, and she graduated from with a master's degree from Fordham in 1951. Whatever, the highest in her class. I don't know whether they do summa cum laude for graduate degrees, but I can't balance my checkbook.
Yeah.
So,
no,
I think it's more about drive than anything else.
All right, now that we've fixed the world here, Steve.
Yeah, great. Can I edit this episode so I sound
no? But what is
less
this?
like
I see in the chat
freaking
here,
John Kerry strutting ass?
No, I'll do some editing. I got your back.
I should have answered every question like this.
Hold on. So what is this? It says Steve from Merrimac edit on the chat. What does that mean?
Yeah. I have a bone to pick with you.
Okay, that's what that is. All right, Steve from Merrimac. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. You have saved the show today. We're gonna
let's do this. Let's do this every day.
How dare you?
Come on.
Cynical Merrimacians. Believe me, if you ever see his mansion, it's on the way to that chain bridge there. When it's set back a little bit, and it's about 78,000 square feet. But that is that's because he got his job starting at $18,000 a year, and now makes more than $1.7 million a year.
Yes.
That is absolute. That is proven. Steve, thank you, my friend.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting being this successful, Tom. I assure you. Thank you.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that's Steve from Merrimac. Let's get to the chat, shall we? Oh, no, you got to get to the chat. Oh, is the chat even going? Okay. Okay, here we go. Hey, Tom, as you ever fill in for Jerry again, if you turn the volume way up on any clip you play. So that's all Craig playing those clips. So I will tell him if those clips aren't up. I didn't know that you couldn't hear him. Nothing wrong with AOC at all, but she's Lake Tahoe 6. And Splash says, no. And actually, Steve and I wanted to get back to this, but if you blew into AOC's ear, you'd hear the sound of a hollow. That's not the point. The point is she is good looking. I only wear my Paytech on special. What is Paytech? I don't even know what that is. Do I know what that is? Flash says, just because you show up to more rallies and are more angry doesn't mean your vote counts more than the conservative guy sitting at home. I agree. What you talking about, Willis? Yeah, nobody has been treated more harshly than Michelle Obama. She's such an ingrate. Splash says, the Obamas are entirely made-up media creation. Yeah, true. And kind of social media. They have no substance, nothing great other than Barack being able to read a teleprompter really well. Yeah, you think he's a good singer, too, and I did like that he was good at basketball. Don't feel bad for Barack. The two of them probably spend no time together. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Cheswick says, Guilfoyle didn't have an Adam's apple. Or that is true. She was a handsome woman in the early 2000s. Cheswick says, didn't the natives come over from Asia on the Bering Land? Is that the Bering Strait? Is that I don't know where the Asian natives came from. Splash says, watch Caleb Hammer interviewing Gen Z and millennials, and you'll see why they're so broke. Do I know Caleb Hammer? I'm gonna have to look it up. Mark Sardella says, Steve from Merrimac from Gadfly to guest. But he's always kind of been a guest, right? The chat. Cheswick says, society is against me. Nah, that's what the left feels. Splash says, communists just want people to be as miserable as they are. Yeah, they love it because they're freaking miserable. And look how you can tell that they're freaking miserable. Splash says, if you're a young kid in a school, developing critical thinking skills is far more valuable to an employer than a shit degree in 15th century Eskimo lesbian body art from Harvard. I agree, but unfortunately, the lesbian body art people run the human resources department. Hopefully not for long. Let's do the chat, shall we? And by the way, thanks for Steve from Merrimac. We're going to do more guest spots. People have stuff to say. Tommy from New Hampshire. Wow.
Hey, Tommy NH, driving to work. Hey, I met your family and all your kids, and thank God they've all turned out to be well-adjusted, normal children.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alice, for that. The world appreciates that. But listening to your story about band camp there for 10 minutes.
Band camp?
What an epic pussy.
What?
Unbelievable.
I didn't go to band camp. What are you talking about?
The lengths that you went to. I'm trying to go back in time to the 80s and early 90s, I guess, and imagining my dad telling that same story. Unbelievable. You're amazing, Shattuck.
What are you talking about? Band camp? Did I mention band camp? What is that? Band camp? Did I mention band camp last night? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Band camp. Hold on, Steve. By the way, I got to mention something else. High point of the day. Answer the phone, Steve.
Hi, you've reached Steve.
Oh, Steve, come on. God damn. What was band camp about? I don't know. Was it last night? We heard my father talk about band camp. I was never in band camp. I was in Buckingham, Brown, and Nichols camp. Does that count? I don't know. I don't know what that is, Tommy.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Charlie.
I was watching those Maine Wire videos this morning from yesterday at the protests up in Maine about the ICE agents.
Mm-hmm.
If there was ever an ad that you wanted to do of why not to send your kids to college,
no kidding.
These people are the most insufferable humans on the face of the earth. I have never seen anything like. These people are supposed to be educated.
I know.
And when you ask them, why are you here protesting today? They say, you're from the main wire. You're ugly. I hate you. You're a big
Yeah.
stupid face.
I
I mean,
know.
these are the educated people that are we're turning out right now.
I know, dude.
Kind of reminds me of the Breakfast Club
Yeah. It's even
when
worse.
the guy who was running the detention said, these are the people that are going to be taking care of us in our old age. And the janitor looks at him and says, I wouldn't count on it. Thanks.
Yeah. No, it's so terrible. Hey, Steve.
Yes.
We're on the air, but did I talk about band camp last night? Tommy from New Hampshire said I talked about band camp.
I don't remember that. No.
No, band camp. No. All right,
I'd
Steve.
have to re-listen.
Thank you, my friend. Highlight of the day. I was going to start with this. I was recognized by a Burn Barrel fan today in the Haverhill Market Basket. Jay from Haverhill, who I thought might be somebody else who kind of has seen me around there before, but it's not. Jay from Haverhill. Great meeting you today. You got to meet two of my sons there. That's what makes it even better because they witnessed somebody say hi to me. Of course, they don't care, but I'm like, that's important. That's big. That's big. And they're like, oh, whatever. What do they know you from? Is they know you from Main Wire? Do they know you from? How do they know you? Do they know you from Mom? It's like, no. This is me. Validate this. It's everything. Jay, great meeting you today. Band camp.
Hey, Tom, I just wanted to say thank you for your giving me back anywhere from 1 to 3 hours of my life each day.
What?
I get an hour back. If I listen to the Burn Barrel, I get an hour back if you replace Jerry because I don't have to listen to that.
That's not true. It's not all the same stuff. There's a lot of Jerry stuff that I don't do here and hear stuff that I don't do in Jerry.
2 hours back if you replace Grace because I don't have to listen to that. And when you combine it and you do Jerry and Grace, I get 3 hours back.
How dare you?
So I appreciate.
Like, am I going to do, like, after I do the 2 hours of stuff I kind of know about, do I get into the French Revolution and gynecology? I don't know. I don't have anything else. All I have is reruns after a couple of hours. I'm out of stuff. We're pouring a beer into a shot glass.
The repetitive nature of what you do, and because it does save me time to go listen to other podcasts or radio. Or
nobody goes anywhere. No.
But thank you.
I think
43, 44, 45.
I think you're welcome. I think so. I think that was a extremely veiled compliment. Thank you.
Hi, Steve from Merrimac.
Hey, Steve.
Tom, going forward, you got to have a heart. If you're going to play extended sound cuts like the Jeremy Scahill or Ro Kana, Mo Kana, Homo Kana thing, you got to think of your audience. I mean, a little bit of that goes a long way. If your goal was to make Ro Kana look like a dick, you succeeded.
Thank you, Steve. No, you have to. But no, Jerry gets the short version. You guys get the long version. Howie gets the medium version, and Grace gets just the little snippet because I don't want to be repetitive and step on anybody's listening day.
If your goal was to annoy your audience by playing extended sound of this.
Recognized today by Jay from Haverhill in the Haverhill Market Basket. Good, sir. Recognized. Okay? And we had a pleasant exchange. He's a great guy. Okay? He doesn't complain about this. He loves my long sound cuts. He actually made a point of it. He made a point. Actually, two things he brought up. He said, 2 things I want you to know, Tom, before I go. One, I love how you repeat everything you say on the Burn Barrel podcast on Grace and Howie and Mainwire. And he said, I like the sound cuts. The bigger, the better. Punish us.
Pathologically lying, Hamas-supporting host of that alleged show. You also succeeded.
Thank you.
I was so aggravated.
See?
By the time you started,
I listened to it too, Steve.
Please edit. Thank you.
I used to have cuts. I used to do cuts and stuff, and that's back when I produced opens and things like that. But for time, she is a fickle beast, or you know what I mean. Just make it poetic. You get what I'm saying.
Hey, Tom Thomason here.
Hey, Tom.
Tom, I want to throw my phone out the window when I was listening to that poor pro-Palestine guy talking to Ro Kana. What he forgot to mention was Israel offered the Palestinians 5 times the land they own now in 1948, and they didn't want it.
Yes.
No Arab nation has ever wanted the Palestinians in their country. The Ringo Starr lookalike never wanted peace, because all they want is from the river to the sea. They want to destroy Israel. And out of coincidence, I just got from Amazon the other day a black cap with an Israeli flag on the front.
Ooh.
And a T-shirt that says Zionist on it.
Here we go.
And I am proudly wearing it. 110.
There we go, Tom. I think that's great. I would be afraid to, but I think that's great. By the way, okay, the chat has exposed this. Cheswick says, you talked about away camp for your son. My son, James, was away at camp. Yeah, it was band camp. And F you, Tommy. You didn't think that was an emotionally fulfilling conversation? How dare you, you cold SOB. Oh, imagine that. I opened up to you. You don't get that on Jerry, which I might be filling in tomorrow too. That's not for Jerry. I won't do that on Howie or Grace. It's just for you. Okay, where am I? Recognized today in Haverhill. You think Jerry or Howie's ever been recognized? No. Think Kirk's ever been recognized? No, nada. Doesn't happen. I was recognized. My friend Jay in Haverhill is now, since the disrespect I've gotten today, he's now my best friend. Okay, where am I going here? Where's the shot? Band camp. Dare you?
Chappie from Maine.
Hey, Chappie. Just saw Chappie, by the way, 2 days ago.
I had some advice that I would give my kids growing up, and kind of a code that I've always tried to live by, and that's number one, to be vigilant.
Yes.
And secondly, to protect the weak. And third, mind my own business. It's always stood me in good stead. Something that we could use a little bit more of here in Biddeford, Maine.
Here we go.
Good to see you guys the other day. Remain vigilant, keep your head on a swivel, and call me if you need me.
Thank you, Chappie. We seriously may do that next time we go up. And there's a larger conversation I can't get into about some of that stuff that's happening up there. But we may do that. It was great seeing you as well. Does that count? Does that count as me being recognized again, even though you also recognized Featherston? I kind of want to count that, which would mean that that's 2 in 3 days. And that is, I mean, even Jesus himself was not recognized twice in 3 days. I mean, let's be honest here. All right. What a fun show. Whoa! Sorry, guys. Okay, sorry. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate that. How dare you, Tom, not love my camp story. Son of a bitch. That was taken from a true story from Bio Dude on Twitter seconds before the show started. That is organic programming. Dare you. But thank you so much. If you're interested in being part of the show, please let me know. I want to do a little bit more. I want to know what people are thinking. Thanks, guys. See you later.
C'est la vie.
It's time. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music's.
But thank you so much. If you're interested in being part of the show, please